This podcast brought to you by OuchThatHurts.com. Visit Ouch That Hurts for music, gaming, reviews, editorials, podcasts, and more. OuchThatHurts, HERTZ.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Save Point podcast. I am joined here by Steve. Always Steve. Steve is always here, which we love because we love Steve.
I'm your constant.
He's my constant. And you had me at hello.
No.
Did you know that? You had me at hello.
I didn't because I said hi, but that's cool.
Yeah, that works. and can you believe this? We did not scare her off.
Is she back?
Tuesday is back for her second episode.
Hey!
There she is.
So welcome back. We didn't scare you off the first time.
No. Would you like to try again?
We could. Believe me, we could get scary.
Well, I hear the charm, so we'll have to wait till next week to see.
Yeah. Well, I would say we can't get scary, but then if we do, we're illegal then in 13 states. So.
Ooh.
Oof.
Rough.
But what was? Go ahead, Steve. You were going to say something.
Yeah. I was going to say I found a new Eevee evolution today. There was a little comic on Reddit, and it showed the Eevee, and it showed like a money bag, and then the evolution was Patreon, and so I thought that was pretty cool.
Fair.
That's funny. That is funny.
Ha 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 ha! Dad jokes.
Ha ha ha! Ding. That's supposedly my drum sound. I don't know. I know it doesn't sound like a drum sound.
I'll fix it in post. It's fine.
Okay, cool. Like you fixed everything in post.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But what was now? You got to go back to 2 episodes ago. So our season premiere. What was one of the things that I did promise? That we would be doing, that would be happening this season?
I don't remember.
Okay, good, because I wanted to surprise you, because I said we will be full of surprises this season. Right?
I'm surprised, yes.
Yes, you're surprised. So that's your surprise for this episode, is that Steve is surprised.
Woohoo!
No, so one of the things that obviously, podcasts want to do is we want to grow. We want to add new members, which we have. We want to keep it relevant to what's going on and interesting. So the next surprise that I'm so happy to announce on here, on For the Save Point, is that we are now partnered, affiliated, however you want to call it, with www.ouchthathurts, that's HERTZ.com. So we are partnered with them. You will be able to find all of our podcast episodes on their website coming up very soon. As far as an actual date, I am not sure, but I know that it will be soon. So we please ask you to please go to OuchThatHurts.com. Check out. It's a wonderful website. It has so many reviews and stories about video games and everything that's going on. So great group of people, and we're happy to be a part of their group, their family, if you want to call it. And so we're happy to be with them. If you are listening to us and you are a loyal listener, you know that you found us either on iTunes or Google Play or wherever. And if you haven't joined our Discord, join our Discord. We want you to. It's fun. That sounded really bad. Like, oh, it's fun.
It's so fun.
Discord.
It's the best. Hooray.
One of us.
One of us. One of us. I'm looking at the website, OuchThatHurts.com. They've got a lot of things here. They got music, gaming, there's reviews, editorials. They got a little features section. They have all kinds of stuff. And pretty soon there's going to be like awesome podcasts, and then we're going to be right at the top of that list. So Definitely check. Ooh, they got a thing for Mutant Year Zero. Did I tell you I played that? Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden?
No, you have not.
I totally played that. It's fun.
Okay, awesome.
Yep, that's my review. 10 out of 10.
So check out www.ouchthathurts. That's HERTZ.com. Drop them a line, drop us a line. Like I said, join our Discord. We have some great people in there, some great conversations that happen. And I think we're going to get into the show. So this is usually where I ask Steve what he's playing, but I'm going to go to Tuesday first. I'm going to ask her what she's playing. So Tuesday, what have you been playing?
Currently, I've been on a Mega Man kick. So I got the second half of the Legacy Collection for the Switch, and I've been playing mostly through Mega Man 8 because nostalgia, it's my favorite. But I'm almost to 9, and then I started on Mega Man X. I started with X4 on the Legacy X Collection.
Awesome. So you're enjoying it?
Yeah, so far. It's a lot harder than what I remember it being when I was a kid.
So I don't know much about Mega Man, but I do know there's like object.
You're a man and you're mega.
You're a man and you're mega. Where's Mega Woman? That's what I want to know.
Me too. I'm saying.
Right.
You know, I will say one thing. There is Dr. Wily, not Willy, Wily, and Mega Man. He does shoot white balls out of his arm.
Oh, okay.
So you will.
So take what you want from that.
Yeah, that's you. So it's always like
Dr. Light's assistant. She's a girl.
Okay, so there's one.
She does things for Mega Man.
What about are there enemies? Is there like Woman Man that like you have to battle at the end, like as a boss or something?
So, like, you really never played a Mega Man, have you?
No, I haven't. I know that there's like, say what, Cut Man or something like Scissor Face. I haven't played any Mega Man at all.
Scissor Face. So basically, you're always going after Dr. Wily, and Dr. Wily has these other type of men. It could be Blast Man, Electric Man, Wind Man. God, what else? What is it?
Cloud Man.
Yeah, Cloud Man. I mean, all of that.
Wow.
So basically what you do is you pick, okay, whose stage do you want to go to? And you go through their stage, you go through the puzzles, and then you face that boss at the end of that stage. After you beat that boss, he gives you an extra power that you can use in other stages.
Okay, so it's like a Castlevania thing going on.
A little bit, yeah, to a point, yeah.
Okay.
And then usually at the end of the game, after you've beaten all of them, you go and you play like one final round where you like have to end up. Don't you usually face all the bosses all over again?
Yeah, it's usually just one continuous stream.
Yeah, you just keep going and you have to face them all over again, like right away, and then you go and you face Dr. Wily on his last one, and then you beat the game.
Easy as that.
Easy as that. But I like to call Mega Man kind of like the Dark Souls of a 2D platformer.
Oh.
And some people will fight you and say that was Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins just sucked.
Okay.
I just didn't like Ghosts and Goblins.
A line in the sand.
Huh?
You made a line in the sand like that. That's a proclamation.
I mean, it makes no sense. You know, like if I'm a knight and I get hit by a ghost and then suddenly my armor pops off and then I'm walking around in my underwear, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
that's Ghosts and Goblins.
Isn't that what happened in the Middle Ages though? Isn't that like the definition of the Crusades?
I mean, I thought it was like a theme on Game of Thrones one time.
Oh, no, there's no underwear. There's no underwear in Game of Thrones.
I mean, usually within a minute to 17 minutes, there's at least some form of nudity. And then you know that it's going to be a lot of talking if you get that little preview in the front of HBO that says, oh, there's going to be language and sexual content, but there's no nudity there. You're going to be like, oh, this is one of those episodes where they just talk a lot.
It's one of them talkies. Yeah, you have to unmute this one. So Tuesday likes Mega Man. That's cool. Is every game the I'm not going to say is every game the same, because obviously they're not the same, but is it this like a similar template for every game where there's X number of bosses and
then the trick is to kind of figure out like which boss's power would be more useful against the next one.
Okay.
So like in 8, just as an example, you always want to start off with the Grenade Man because he gives you the lightning or the flash bomb, and then you want to use that against Frost Man because he's ice.
Okay.
So it took me a long time to figure that out as a kid, but once I did, I was just like, like it clicked.
And then the water type is good against the fire type, and the fire type is good against the grass type, that whole thing?
Yeah.
To a point, yeah.
Cool.
So
but, yeah, but that is actually one of the bigger strategies of the game is to, because you can pick out whoever you want to go after first. Like it's not like, this is stage 1, you have to do stage 1. You can pick the boss that you want to go after. So
awesome.
Steve, what have you been playing?
So I've been playing a couple things. I've been playing Stellaris, a lot of Stellaris. I finally bought that and I've played hours and hours of it. But more importantly, the must-play game of the season that I saw all the kids were playing. They were chucking Fortnite in the garbage can, and they started downloading this one instead. And that is Farming Simulator 17. So it's crazy. These kids are running around outside just going farming, and I'm like, all right, I guess I got to play what the kids are playing. So I downloaded that. No, really? No, the weird thing, like I did play Farming Simulator 17 for like half an hour. Maybe it was more like 45 minutes. But the thing is that I've seen these.
Wait, did you actually spend money on it?
No. Well, technically, yes. It was part of the Xbox Game Pass, so I guess I spent a little bit of money on it.
I like that. That was. Did you spend money on it? No. Well, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. I mean, hey, you got to get the developers. They're a couple of cents or whatever, like they made a game. And so I've seen these, simulator games on Steam for a long time, like Trucking Simulator and Farming Simulator and, Simulator. What was that?
Goat Simulator.
Yeah. Goat Simulator, yeah. Like Replace the Carpet in Your House Simulator. There's so many simulators. And
Replace the Carpet in Your House.
Hey, if you haven't played that one, it's a banger. Oh, it's great. The farming ones I've heard are really good. Like they have a whole fandom behind them. And I'm like, okay, well, if this has, a big fandom, there must be something about this game that's redeemable, right? Cause I just look at it and I laugh and go, why would you do that? But then I think, like, I've played Forza. That's a driving simulator. I've played Elite Dangerous. That's a starship, simulator. I played SimCity. That's a city simulator. I like simulator games. So maybe I'll like Farming Simulator. I don't know. I've never tried it. So I downloaded it and I fired it up.
It's sad to say you were wrong.
I was, it wasn't bad, right? Like I was kind of expecting something cheap. And it wasn't. It was deep in a way that I personally don't find interesting, but I can totally see how somebody else, like, this is their jam, right? So the first thing that happens when you fire it up is some music starts in the background and there's definitely banjo in it. And I thought this is going to turn a lot of people off. They gotta fix the title music here.
Wait. Did the banjo go ding, 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 ding?
I wish that it did, but it didn't. That would have been perfect. So there's like career mode, multiplayer, tutorials, like all this big old menu. I was like, all right, okay, tutorial. Like I want to know what this game is about. So I went to the tutorial screen and there's like 20 tutorials. There was a laundry list of these things. I was like, there must be a lot to this. Like that's okay. So I went to the first one and it was pretty much you're walking around this farmland. The graphics weren't terrible. They weren't like, cutting edge or anything, but you could tell where the fertile ground was and like there's the road over there and there's trees and there's birds flying around and there's tractors and all that. And okay, so I'm obviously on a farm. Got it. And then it was like, okay, get into your truck. Or get into your tractor. Got into the tractor. It was like, hey, hit a button, go in there. And these prompts are popping up like, okay, now you need to back up and hit a button to attach the trailer behind you. And you go forward to attach a weight to the front. And right away I was like, I'm learning something. I didn't know that tractors needed weights on the front to counterbalance the trailer in the back. Cool. I learned something new. Farming Simulator 17 taught me something. It It is neat. It is kind of cool. Like I had no idea that was a thing. So then the rest of it was essentially hit a button and then it turns the tractor on or turns your trailer on, whatever it's going to do. If it's going to, plant stuff or till the soil, whatever. And this is like the core of the gameplay is then you drive back and forth. That's where the game lost me because you start driving and the tractor is and it's just going very slow across this field. And I was like, oh, this is okay. So I just keep going. Like I don't have to dodge anything. No, it's just a field. So you just go. And right when I was starting to get bored, a prompt came up and said, you can turn on the radio and listen to different songs. And there's a whole like radio, like sub game where there's different radio stations that you can pick and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. So the
John Denver channel.
Exactly.
24 hours, John Denver.
There was country, there was soft rock, there was more country, there was some more soft rock. It was great. And so the game isn't for me, but I played through the rest of the tutorial. Like, here's all the basics that you need to do a thing with a field. Cool. Got it. And then I looked through the rest of the tutorial and it went to like how to plant and cultivate and harvest different types of stuff. And then it went on to like animals, like you can buy animals and give them certain feed. And then it's like, okay, well, if you have this farmland, you want to grow some food to then sell to the market, but then some of that food you want to feed to your pigs and then make your pigs get fat and then sell them to the market. So there's this whole like economic simulator built into the game that I find utterly uninteresting, but I get how some people would totally dig it. So, I mean, I can see why these games are popular. I put in 45 minutes. I am done. I will never play that game again. But if any of that sounded interesting, go for it, man. Farming Simulator, like if you want to be a farmer, but you don't have land or tractors, like Farming Simulator, man. It's not a terrible game. It's just a very specific game.
So I had 3 thoughts during that whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You describing that reminded me of 3 things. 2 of them are from The Simpsons. And one of them is from one of the greatest movies ever created. Surprised it has not won an Academy Award. Okay. And that's Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore. Actually, I won't lie. This is throwing my age. I think Pauly Shore, when he was younger and did like Encino Man and Son-in-Law and all of that, I thought he was hilarious. Like
he was of his age.
Encino Man, he goes, "You're an idiot." No, he goes, "No, I'm a unique weasel." You know?
And he did the weasel noise and
yeah,
whatever it was. Yeah, I loved Encino Man. That was my jam when I was a kid.
So, Stony, no, wheeze the juice.
There's no wheeze in the juice. Yeah, but we could quote Encino Man all Tuesdays. Like, you old fucks. What are you guys talking about?
Tell me you've seen.
And I was half asleep.
What did you see?
Encino Man.
You've seen Encino Man? Oh, yeah. It's so funny. So, so the part that it reminded me of is when he actually gets on the tractor and he cuts like his name in the actual like wheat.
Oh,
you remember that?
I don't. I only saw it like once a long time ago. But okay, I get it.
So he's driving around the tractor in the wheat field. He cuts his name in there. So that's what that reminded me of when you were talking about that. The other 2 were. The first one, and I don't know why, but did you ever see the one where Lisa becomes a vegetarian?
Yes. She tries to get people to drink or eat, gazpacho?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're like she says that she doesn't want to eat meat anymore. So the school comes over and they get like the why is it okay to eat meat, like really horrible video.
Right.
And, he's like, so they're like, hey, because you were talking about, the animals and being sent off to market. They're like,
sure.
Come on, Jimmy, let's go onto the killing floor.
The killing floor.
Don't worry about the name. It's actually more just like an aisle. It's not really a floor. So they're going through there. Like the kid comes out and he's like ghost white now and he's shaking or whatever. And he's like. At the beginning, he's like, "This cow is ready to go to Bovine University." So they go through or whatever like that, and then he's like, what is it? The kid's like, Troy, my friend has this crazy idea that eating meat is wrong. And he's like, is this person wrong? He goes, no, just ignorant. And we're okay. I mean, like, we don't have any type of opinion about that. I mean, we're just, joking around. If that's what you choose to be, that's what you choose to be, and that's all good. So I just found that part funny. And then they're like, and then, after that, like, Ralph goes up and he goes, when I grow up, I want to go to Bovine University. So that's the second thought. And then the third thought from another Simpsons one was the 22 small short stories that are happening around Springfield. And you remember Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel?
Oh, yeah. Cletus, the slack-jawed
yokel.
Yep.
And he's like, when you're describing this, it's like all I could think about is him when he climbs up and he throws the boots back up on the electrical wire. And they're like, Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel. He's like, hey, you know what? I could call my ma from up here. Hey, Ma! Get off the dang roof!
Man, your knowledge of The Simpsons is impressive.
Oh, I love The Simpsons.
That's
I love
amazing.
the older Simpsons, like all the way up to like season like 10. After 10, you lost me.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Sorry, it's just. Sorry, I don't know. I just for some reason you talk about Farm Simulator, that just went through my head.
Well, I recommend that you play Farm Simulator. How about that?
No, I'll leave you to it. You keep rolling with that. Get all the achievements.
You know what? I kind of feel like maybe I should now, just to spite you.
Episode 906. 5 years later. Steve, what are you still playing? Farming Simulator.
17.
So
I finally sold a 5-star pig to the thing, and I've finally got the achievement of 10,000 acres sown. I'm done. The beast is won.
God, what the hell have I been playing? Oh, so we played, and it was actually really good. We played with one of the members of our Discord. Once again, join our Discord. Check out first www.ouchthathurts.com, and then come and join our Discord. See, shameless plug. I got it.
I'm shame.
Good at this.
That's really good.
Yeah, it was really good. But no, we started playing Stellaris, and we started this. So I started this about. God, it had to be 7:30, 8 o'clock on Saturday.
That sounds right. Yeah.
7:30, 8 o'clock my time Saturday. I think it was about 6 o'clock your time.
No. You know what? It was like 8 o'clock my time. So it was like 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock my time.
Yeah. It was later. Because I had to get the kids down and everything first. But yeah.
All I know is I went to bed at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we played, man. We played some game.
And I felt like I just started the game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like just everything. And then we had our guy, Binary
Viking.
Right? Yeah, Binary Viking. He just kept continuing. I don't even think he stopped playing.
You know, I the next day I was on my computer doing something. I looked over my Steam window and I saw that he was playing Stellaris still, and I was like, "Oh no, he's made some life choices."
Yeah, he has. He got to endgame yesterday, supposedly, or an endgame scenario.
Yeah, one of the endgame scenarios. Tuesday, do you know what Stellaris is at all?
I have a very vague concept of it, but I don't know very much about it.
Okay, so it is, at its core, you are in charge of a galactic civilization, right? And the way the game plays out is you have thousands of choices in the direction that you can make your civilization go, from the type of species it is at the beginning to like your government to different edicts on different planets and buildings and starships and everything. There's choices for everything. And so the game, it takes it's very complicated. It's not complicated. It's very complex. It's a very complex game. There's lots of little rabbit holes to go down. And when you learn how to play, which I think I kind of taught you, Dan, how to play, like that was kind of your first time really diving into it. And I'd only had a couple hours into it, so I was learning stuff too. And so like, it's kind of like, what's the game, like Othello or whatever, like 5 minutes to learn how to play, a lifetime to master. It's that kind of game where you're like, okay, I get the basic concepts, right? You have a planet, you have people, you build some ships, you go to another star system and you analyze it and you say, hey, this planet's got minerals. I'm going to build the thing there. Cool. Next, and then you've got your minerals and your energy and your crystals and whatever. They're all the different things, the resources. Mm-hmm. But then the game, like after you have all the basics and you can play, then the game starts throwing stuff at you, like special events. There are, hidden, until you find them, other civilizations out there. We thought a 3-player game with only the 3 of us in there, but there was an AI player as well that we didn't realize was there. And so I was like, oh, there's an AI player. We should attack them. That was a bad idea because they knew how to play and we didn't.
Yes. And that was only 2/3 of the map too. Remember, we still had a whole another third of the map that we didn't even touch. Open. And we're playing on the smallest map possible.
Yeah, only 200 stars, and the largest map is 1,000 stars. And so this is a game where it's not a job, but you could like clock in 8 hours a day if you wanted to, and then turn it off and then come back the next day. It's that kind of game. It's got roots, man, and it digs into you. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I think that was the fun part too. One of the big fun parts was, it was like, oh, well, what's this? And I'd be like, hey, Steve. And you'd be like, I haven't run across that. Have fun with it.
That's new. Have fun with whatever that does.
Tuesday, you're going to say something.
Yeah, no, is it like infinitely expansive, or, because it kind of almost sounds like a space version of Civilization to me.
It's kind of like that. It's not infinite. There, when you have a map, there's a defined star size. So we had a 200 star map, but it's randomly generated. And I mean, you can say like include certain races, but it has this giant pool that it pulls from of pre-made species and races and stuff. But it's a 4X game, right? Explore, and then there's 3 other E's. What is it? Explore and, what are the E's? X, 4X. Explore, exterminate. I don't know. There's a couple of them. It's a 4X game.
I just thought that meant size. 4X.
The 4XL.
Yeah, 4XL. The funny thing about that is I don't have any of the expansions. And there are how many expansions? There's at least 10.
I think there's 3 expansions that are like add big chunks of content to the game. And then there's, I think, another 3 that are like, they call them DLC packs, where it adds like flavor to the game, like more little mini missions and things like that. And then there's a couple of just like picture packs, like, they're only like $8 or something like that. It just gives you more options to make your races look different, even though mechanically they work the same. I did a Google on the 4X. Explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. Those are the four X's. I
learned something today.
Yeah, see, I learned about the weights in front of the tractors, and we learned about 4X. We're a teaching podcast. That's what we do.
Absolutely. I want to hear more about Farming Simulator. No.
Oh man, when you get that soy crop going, oh, it's baller.
Oh shit. No. But that was Stellaris was. I can tell you right now, that was a shit ton of fun.
That was incredible. Yeah,
it was great. I started up Kingdom Hearts 2. I want to try to beat it. Like the HD version, I want to try to beat it before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, which I know is not going to happen. But then again, I don't know. I have the rest of this weekend until Tuesday. So, until Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, which I'm looking very, very forward to. I don't know if you guys are Kingdom Hearts fans.
I'm not.
I played the first one a little bit and went like, what is this? And then I stopped.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay, well then I'll keep it to myself.
Share. What I mean, can you please, in like 30 seconds, can you just explain the story of Kingdom Hearts Go?
No, you can't. There's so many different narratives. I mean, people don't realize there's a total of 6 games in the whole series so far.
That's insane.
And Kingdom Hearts 7 Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually going to be the 7th installment. So you have Kingdom Hearts, you have Recoded, Birth by Sleep, 365 divided by 2, Kingdom Hearts 2. I think I said Recoded in there. I know that there's a whole bunch of them.
It sounds like every time they want to do a new Kingdom Hearts game, they're like, okay, whose kid is in math class? What are they learning? All right, put that as the number.
Basically. But no, I'm not going to make the obvious joke.
Don't you dare.
No. So in essence, the first one, it was you were trying to find Mickey, so you're going through. So this kid named Sora, and he has a friend named Kyrie, and all of this, and they kind of go through and they beat this guy named Azum, and it's you go through the different. You have what are called the Heartless, and the Heartless are taking the memories of, I don't want to say the memories, but the hearts of people, and so you got to go through like. You go through like Tarzan, and you go through The Nightmare Before Christmas, and all of that, and you fix what's wrong with it. And each one that you go to, you get a different Keyblade. The second, you have Organization 13 that comes in, which is a whole group of people that I can't remember all the names. And there's a whole story with that, and you play as this kid named Roxas, and there's just so many different branches to this that it's basically, let's try to explain Metal Gear, but let's put it in Disney and Final Fantasy and Square Enix characters in the middle of it.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun though. It's very visual. The music in it is amazing. I love the music in Kingdom Hearts. Like if you just Spotify or if you Google or if you YouTube Kingdom Hearts music, it's great. It's wonderful music.
Cool.
So. In this one, you're going after, I believe it's the 7 gems that you have to go after in Kingdom Hearts 3. And it's basically like 1, 2, and 3 are all one story. Like they all fall into each other. So it's not separate stories.
Okay.
Once I kind of figure out more of it, I'll kind of let you know. But I would say the best thing to do for it, even though I'm way over my 30 seconds, the best thing to do for it is to Google or YouTube like Kingdom Hearts story, and those people, they can put it all together, because I think the shortest one I've seen for the Kingdom Hearts story is about 40 minutes long.
Whoa!
Yeah, there's so many just different tips and dives and everything like that goes through, but it's good.
That's pretty cool. Story. That's pretty cool if you're into Kingdom Hearts and if you're someone who just played the main story, but like you want to know, there's all these other things, because aren't the other games like for the DS and like cell phone games and other stuff? So like
no cell phone, but yeah, DS, and there was one for the Vita or PSP. Is the
PETA? PSP. It's in your falafel? Okay.
Yeah, my falafel. No, it was for the PSP, not the PS Vita.
Okay.
If you like Disney characters, Disney worlds, character creation that look like Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross people, and then intertwine it with Final Fantasy people.
Right on.
And then you have Kingdom Hearts.
Neat.
That's
awesome.
So I started playing that, and then there was one other game that I picked up as we were waiting for Stellaris as we were kind of going through and trying to get ready for Stellaris. Binary actually said this, and I can't recommend this one enough if you like this type of game. And it's called Spy Party.
Mm-hmm.
So Spy Party it's a 2-player game. It's only a 2-player game, and one person is the spy, one person is a sniper. You don't see the sniper. All you are is you see like the crosshair for the sniper if you're the sniper, and you are going, and it's like a 3D model that like rotates, that you can spin up and down and rotate. And there's a group of people, like there's like a dinner party or or whatever, and there's a spy. So the spy has like missions that they have to do. Like they have to contact their double agent. They have to plant like a bug on the ambassador. They have to steal a statue. There's a whole bunch of things. So one player is controlling the spy. One player is controlling the sniper. The sniper literally gets one shot and one shot only. That's it.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So what the sniper has to do is the sniper has to kind of watch the movement and try to pick out the person that looks like they stand out from the AI crowd. Okay. And on the other end, the sniper, the spy on the other end has to try to complete all these missions, but you only have a certain amount of time. It's like 3 or 4 minutes long. So you can't just like not do anything.
Right. You're still against the clock. You got to do something.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I think one of the funny thing is that like you have to say the secret word to the secret agent that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally through the tutorial, the guy's like, the secret code word is always going, or code phrase is always going to be banana bread. Because when I came to this part of the game, I was eating a piece of banana bread. That's it.
Little meta humor there.
Like if you're like literally out of nowhere, you could be the sniper, and they'll go up, and then suddenly out of nowhere you'll hear, and it literally goes like this. It's like banana bread. Like, it's like that loud.
Wow.
Yeah. Like
So the sniper, like gameplay wise, the sniper then immediately knows the spy has accomplished something, and so I'm running out of time.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Correct. Like there's one where like if you're trying to steal a statue, like he'll just pick up the statue and then he'll replace it, and all it will do is will flash. So, but there's like 4 sets of statues that are in there. So you and there's like 3 statues that are like all in the group. So you kind of got to remember the combination.
Okay.
So like there's like an eagle and a snake and a pyramid, and then suddenly like you look down and like that was an eagle, a snake, and a pyramid, and now it's a pyramid, a snake, and a pyramid. It's like, oh shit, he switched the statue.
I see. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's so much fun. It really is.
That sounds cool. And that's like, it's only like $20 or something, right?
It's 25. It's an early access.
Okay.
One, you can definitely tell it's an early access game.
Little buggy.
It's not, I haven't come across any bugs. It just looks old.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like it could pass for a game. Like it even in the description at the bottom for like system recommendations, like on Steam, you know, like what's your recommended specs so you can play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it says I programmed this on a very old system, on a very old PC, so it's probably going to work on yours.
I built this on banana bread, so you're fine.
Yeah.
When he sent it to me, I think one of the specs was like Windows XP.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
So I really, if we can, I would love to Twitch this with each other, and because that's the other thing too is that since there's only 2 people playing, you can actually have multiple people inside your lobby and spectating your game.
Oh, that'd be beautiful. Get a bunch of people together, spectators, stream the whole thing. Everyone takes turns. Oh, that'd be brilliant. We should do that.
Yeah. So next time you guys can save up $25 because I'm cheap and we haven't made enough money on this podcast, so I can buy it for you.
We've made negative money on this podcast, so yeah. So, okay, cool.
But if you can, yeah, we'll figure that out. So yeah, so I'm exploring that. So that's what I've been playing. So we're gonna get into kind of 2 I don't want to say fast topics. But I think they're going to kind of go a little faster than normal. Because, I mean, this is the other thing, too. Like, at this time of... Like, we're on the cusp of, like, the first set of games that are really, like, AAA games that are going to be released. But that's, like, end of February, March, and April. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in, like, it's kind of like one of those slow times of video games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's not really a lot of... like news to talk about, but there is something that did pop up, and it actually just popped up, and I apologize because I didn't really warn you guys about it that we were going to talk about this. Sorry. But
it's okay.
But with Steve being a Fallout fan, the biggest Fallout 76 fan that's out there, the only Fallout 76.
Hey. I resemble that remark. I don't know what Tuesday said. Say it again.
I said someone's got to support it. Someone's got to keep it alive.
That's right. And that's going to be, well, not me, but people like me. Because I don't have any money.
So Polygon published a story that Fallout 76 is being pulled from Australian shelves.
Yeah.
Like they're pulling all the copies for some reason.
Yep.
Now, somebody brought this up, and I don't know how it correlates this, but some people think that means that it's going to go free to play.
So I looked into this because my ear is to the post-apocalyptic ground when it comes to 76. There was a YouTuber, again, this goes back to YouTube, who took that information and ran with it and said, this probably means that it's going free to play. It is Fallout 76 going free to play is 100% speculation at this point. But a lot of people are now reporting that it's going free to play because of the YouTuber. So just another example of the YouTube, and the YouTube hate in general that goes towards 76. Now, the reasons why it's being pulled off the shelf, there's a lot of them. One of them could simply be that they were overstocked and the game's not selling that well. And so, Bethesda or the distributor, whoever says, okay, give those back to us so we can distribute them somewhere else or destroy them or whatever, because they're just going to sit on the shelf. It could be as simple as that. The other thing that points to maybe free to play is that people did some data mining on the latest patch and they are going to introduce, lunch boxes, which sounds kind of like loot boxes that have certain buffs for your characters. And so people were pointing that to say, oh, if it goes free to play, then this is how they're going to pay for the game, is by selling these lunch boxes, which is, that's not unheard of.
That's a model for free to play.
That's totally a workable model that Bethesda has done before on Fallout Shelter on, the mobile game, which is completely free and completely supported by, lunch boxes, loot boxes, whatever you want to call it, like this voluntary, pay some money, unlock some stuff, and that's how it goes. And, that game for Bethesda has made like millions and millions of dollars. They're like, oh, we didn't realize that this market was here. Cool. And so for them to also try to incorporate some of that into 76 makes complete sense. But they're not going free to play. The game, it doesn't make any sense.
It would piss off every single person that paid for the game.
Right, which is a lot of people. Like, a lot of people have played this game. And so, yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. But like the loot box stuff or the lunchbox thing that they did for Fallout Shelter was very unobtrusive. And it didn't feel like you weren't playing the full game by ignoring it. And they would give you some for free every now and then for accomplishing things, kind of like the Atoms system that's in 76 right now, where you accomplish something in the game. So, oh, here's 20 atoms, and you go to the Atom store, and it's like 200 or 500 atoms for a different costume or whatever, which is cool, because it's content that, you could pay for atoms to unlock it, or you could just wait a while, play the game as normal, and now you can unlock it that way. Whatever. It's for fun. It's cosmetic. It's not gameplay driven. And if they just do more of that kind of thing, if they just do more like, weapon skins and power armor paint and, different things for your camp to unlock that don't really affect the gameplay, just is kind of cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how games are paid for nowadays. It totally fits the model. But yeah, I really, really don't think it's going free to play, and I don't think there's been any real evidence put out yet to point to Fallout 76 going free to play.
Well, I just did a little bit of research earlier whenever it was first brought up, and I found where Bethesda did say it wasn't going free to play.
Oh, okay.
So they've already did that for us, yeah.
Oh, perfect. I guess we could just go to the source.
Well, yeah, okay, well.
I'm just curious, because I was just like, ooh, free to play.
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
That's not the old Fallout gloves. Bethesda refutes free to play rumors, and I was like, well, there goes that one for me.
But, I wouldn't doubt it if the game gets severely reduced in price, so that pretty soon it's going to be like $20 to just pick it up. Because it's just not selling that well because of all the negative press. It's still a decent game, everyone. It's still pretty good.
So you're basically getting the activation code to jump in, is what you would be paying for.
Yeah. At this point, yeah. You don't need any of the stuff yeah. It's all all the special stuff for the special editions besides like the power armor helmet canvas bag debacle. Besides that, all the special edition stuff just gave you cosmetic things in game. It doesn't matter really if you want to check out the game.
So now the question I have, and Tuesday, you kind of hinted at it. Let's say they just pull a complete 180 and they do make it free to play.
Okay.
Would that entice somebody who doesn't have the game right now to actually go and play it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'd be more inclined. I don't know. I'm weird. When I try something new out, I don't really I would rather play it at a friend's house if I don't like it, so I don't have to, I guess, waste my money on it. Because I hate being disappointed by games. I hate it. I hate it more than anything. But if it was free, I think I'd be down to try Fallout 76. Like, I know for me, I've heard a lot of negative things about it. I keep hearing how buggy it is and everything, so it makes me not want to play. But if it was free, I mean, it's kind of like you get what you pay for. You didn't pay for anything.
Yep.
So.
Yep, that's true.
You know what would be smart for them, or I don't know if it'd be smart. I think when the first big update, patch, DLC, whatever drops for that, if they had a free player weekend or something to just say, hey, look, this new content just dropped. We fixed a bunch of stuff, for the next 3 days, sign up and play and it's free and check it out. That would make a lot of sense to me.
That, and I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for and I think it's going to happen at E3, is going to be the first, here's our big, huge first major update. We're not going to make it a paid thing that you have to get for an expansion. We're going to give it for free to everybody who's stuck with us and is still playing the game. Type sort of thing. Yes,
Well, what's interesting, they never sold a season pass or anything. And they keep talking about all this additional content that they have planned. So is it paid or is it not? They never really said. At this point, I think as a good faith gesture, whatever, first new big thing that comes out has to be free. And if it has to be. And if that turns people's minds and go, hey, you know what? This game actually is kind of cool. It is kind of fun. Then the next one after that will be like, oh, this one's $5. And after that, oh, this one's $20, and then things will start shifting as people realize, oh, you know what? All the hate that I've been hearing online, half of it is kind of just made up, and the other half is people have some gripes with a brand new online game. Turns out that's kind of every single online game ever is like that when it first launches. This isn't out of the ordinary, and they are going to fix it, and they are working on it, and so give it some time. And I stand by what I said in the very beginning, that 6 months from now it's going to be a different game, and we are almost 3 months into that, and things every couple weeks they put out an update and they're fixing things and changing things. So,
Yeah, I see something big on the horizon that's going to happen.
Yeah,
I really
hopefully.
do.
And sorry, but I had another thought.
You already threw up the rest of your thoughts for the night. Sorry.
No, I have so many thoughts. Are you kidding me? My 4-year-old's running around. I'm like, I've got thoughts about Fallout 76 and I can't talk to you about them. And she's like, I want cartoons. And I'm like, me too. It's a whole thing. A game being free and wanting to check out a game. Dan's dying in the background. Wanting to having a game be free. I'm totally on Tuesday's side, where if a game is free, I will check it out. Cause I hate being disappointed by games. And it's really hard to go to your friend's house and borrow the disc nowadays or borrow the cartridge. Cause a lot of this stuff is just download only. How are you going to borrow a download? You wouldn't download a car, would you? Of course we would. Actually,
there is an app that you can actually download a rent a car.
Oh, well, see, the future is here.
A certain car that you want to drive for so long, and it costs you so much per day and all of that, but it's somebody else's car.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
Cool. So neat. Yes. So yeah, like I totally get the down, like, Farming Simulator 17. There's no way that I would have checked out that game and given it a chance if I had to spend $30 or $40 or $50, $60, however much it costs for real. I don't know how much it costs. I'm guessing it's like a $40 game. I never would have checked it out at all. So, there's something for saying, hey, check this out for free for a weekend, and you'll get a bunch of people just say, hey, I've heard about this. I'll give it a shot. And you never know. Maybe they'll like it. So that's something Absolutely. They should try. Yeah.
So, to go back to your thought about your child,
yes.
my child, I have the exact same conversations.
Yeah.
But she's turning 2 at the end of next month.
Ooh.
So my conversations are like, hey, what do you think of Anthem coming out? I think the javelins are going to be really good, and the balance system is going to be really good. And she goes, oh, to me. And I say, exactly. And then we turn on Mother Goose Club, and we're all happy.
There you go. Happy fun time. Good.
So, yeah, but I think there's E3 is going to be a grandiose stage for 76. And I don't think that Bethesda is going to come out and say anything like, oh, we apologize.
No.
I don't think they're going to apologize for anything. I don't think that they really kind of need to apologize for anything. You can get into the whole thing of oh, they sent out this and they promised this and then whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, whatever. People fuck up. It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, by now, when you realize that you're going to drop $100 for a game and you're dropping $40 for extra stuff, and then you look at it and you get a plastic statue and the bottom of it's hollow, and you're like, "Whoa, I thought I was paying for something." You paid. You paid. You get what you paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop doing that.
Yeah. But I think on the other end, though, they're going to look at it and say, we heard what you're saying, and we're trying to make the game that you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anything short of saying our first expansion is going to be free, let alone, and I think the way to really blow everybody out of the water and say, at the end of this week, it's going to be released.
Yeah, if they did something like that, that'd be awesome. If they're like, oh, here's the sizzle reel, and it's like a new location, new stuff. It looks awesome. And by the way, this is free for all people who own the game. It's coming out next week. Booyah. Like that. Something like that would be
it's
awesome.
It's going to draw that attention back. I mean, look at what they did with Destiny. I hate saying it, but look what they did with Destiny. And that's the other game, and I knew that I played, and I was going to shock you guys, and I didn't say it, and I feel dirty. Not that necessarily I didn't tell you guys, but that I actually played it.
You feel dirty that you played Destiny?
Yeah, I played the second one.
Destiny 2?
Yeah, the Forsaken expansion.
Don't feel dirty about that. That's the good expansion.
Yeah, but you know how I feel about that game.
But did you have fun?
Yeah.
Well, don't feel bad about having fun. It's okay. This is a safe space.
I just feel dirty. Like I played it and then I'm like, my wife comes down and she's like, you're playing Destiny 2? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, what's wrong with you?
She judged you on that? Did she Destiny shame you?
No. She was like, no. She asked, she goes, are you okay?
Oh, okay.
So Tuesday, one of the things that you'll notice is that I'm mad at Destiny. It's not that I don't like the game, is that I'm mad at it because it is not the game that I feel was promised, nor do I think that every single expansion and every single expansion, every single thing that they've done should have been put into one game and should have been at the beginning.
Is it because it's the same game over and over again?
Yes.
So I've played Destiny 2 because I dated someone who was like super obsessed with that game. Like we could not go like 5 minutes without him like talking about it, thinking about it.
You're no longer dating him, are you?
No.
Okay. Well, okay, good. Was it because of the Destiny? It was because of Destiny.
It was because of the Destiny. I'm going to say it's because of the Destiny.
Just say it was because of Destiny.
Yeah.
It wasn't Destiny. No, and I remember I played it a few times with him and like his roommates, and it was just like okay, like the first time I was like, cool, like walk me through it. Like, what do I do? Okay, yeah, he told me. And I was like, cool. And then we got to like the next mission. He was like, yeah, so just do the same thing. And I was like, alright. And it was like, we did a couple more missions, and I was just kind of like, alright. It's like very repetitive game. I mean, I can see like how it'd be fun for the first, like day you play it, but then after that, it kind of loses its luster.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, the whole thing with Destiny, it's one of those games where you play it until you've maxed out your level, and then the game really begins, quote unquote. Like, you have to get to that spot, and then you do all the end game content, all the stuff where you have to be super ultra powerful, and that already have put in, 200 hours. Like, now it's the real game. Now we can get down to like the real stuff. And I dig how, that's definitely, right up somebody's alley where they just want to grind. And now we can do like the special stuff that only all the other grindy people can do. That's not good for casual players. And I think Dan and I, like, because we have wives and children and jobs. Well, I don't have a job, but, he has a job, and, we don't have time to spend 200 hours on a game like that, where essentially, like you said, it's kind of the same thing over and over until you get to a certain point, and we just don't have the time for that anymore. Who has the time?
Well, and that was the other thing too, and I know that I'm going to get shit for this, but whatever. You remember our buddy that came on and talked about Forsaken when it was released,
yeah,
Mike, in season 1. So he's the one that I turned to, and we got into a discussion about it. And I turned to him and I said, and the reason that you like this game is because it's easy. And he went, and we got into it. If you really think about it, though, it is easy. If you have the most powerful weapon, you know how to use your powers and jump around. Yeah. Where's the difficulty?
Yeah.
There's really no difficulty because it's the same thing. That was the problem with that I had. It was just the same thing over and over and over again. Look, let's go do this strike. Okay, what's the difference? Oh, we're on Titan. Okay.
Yeah, now go down the hallway and shoot the bad guy. Okay, now your ghost is going to unlock a door. Got it. And then, look, more guys came out. Neat.
Now shoot these guys, and there's going to be shit that pops out of them, and you got to go collect those. And you need so much. And then Peter Dinklage is going to come in, and he's going to say,
I'm saying, wait, hold on. Peter Dinklage?
Or whatever the hell his name is.
Was that Peter Dinklage? Okay. Got it.
Whatever his name is. I'm sorry?
Dinklage is accurate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's... Okay, fine. Let me get back into my spiel. So Peter comes out.
Good old Pete. Yeah.
Pete comes out, and he goes, hey, I drink and I know things, and now I'm not longer in the game. And then, and then he goes away. And then, and then as you beat Osiris or whatever, his head pops out and goes, Toasty. And then, I mean, it's like...
Toasty.
It's just... There's just... But it's just the same thing over. And then we all get together and we're all happy, and then we all jump up. And I think the best video that I ever saw when it came to Destiny was that there was a whole bunch of players, and they had that Gwen Stefani song playing in the background, and they were dancing to it.
Which song?
What is that stupid song? Or I want to say stupid. I kind of actually liked Gwen Stefani when she was in No Doubt. I'll look it up. Talk amongst yourselves.
Was it Spiderwebs? Was it...
Was it Hollaback song?
No, it wasn't a Hollerback song.
Was it the bananas, where she spells bananas?
No, it wasn't that. Though that does bring up one of the funniest things I've ever heard about Gwen Stefani. Was it was in Family Guy, and they are... What is it? Lois walks in and sees Brian sitting on the couch, and she goes, have you been sitting there all day? He goes, yes. He goes, I watched a VH1 biography about Gwen Stefani. I don't know what a hollaback girl is. All I know is I want her dead. It's The Sweet Escape.
Sweet Escape. I don't.
Yeah, no why.
Yeah, have you ever seen this?
No.
Okay,
yeah.
After we're done recording, I'll post it and we'll watch it really fast.
Post it on the Discord.
It is hilarious.
It'd be great.
It is the song, it's The Sweet Escape, sung by Gwen Stefani, and there are Destiny players dancing to it.
Wow.
Choreographed.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So
But
I feel like
kind of fun.
I feel like I need to defend Destiny just a little bit now because you hit on it pretty hard.
Nope. Thank you for listening to us on the podcast today.
The giant hook just got me. No, like so I do enjoy playing Destiny. I haven't played it in a while. I do enjoy it. But the thing, like I almost enjoy other people playing it more than me because other people have more time. And it's the interesting things they put into the game, which at both the beginning of Destiny 1 and when Destiny 2 first came out, there was no interesting stuff. It came later in expansions, which that's a problem. It should have been there from the beginning. I get you, Dan. But when they put things in like puzzles, or they put in like, oh yeah, there's secret things, or like there's collectibles that you don't know you're really collecting them, but then after you do that launches this new quest and stuff. Like the whole community that can grow around the cool stuff in Destiny, I dig that. What's not cool is that stuff is hidden, and you do have to go to a subreddit or to a forum post. Maybe they have forums still. I don't know. Or you have to go somewhere else to find that information unless you do sit there for, 24 hours a day, clicking on everything and trying to figure it out. But when when the raids launch and people talk about, the puzzles in the raids and like how to do certain things, or in Destiny 1 when the big ship came in the Saturn, I forgot what it was called, and there was like all these different paths you could take and hidden things, and you go over here and you find the key and then it unlocks this door over there, and that is this new place to go to and all that kind of stuff. That's cool, but all of that is not like the strike to go and you kill something and it's the same every single time. It's stuff besides that. So there are, good aspects to the game. They're just hard to find for some reason. Like they hid the cool stuff, but they put like all the boring stuff front and center, which is definitely a problem. And something they need to address going forward.
I will say this: playing the Forsaken, I did enjoy what I was playing. You could definitely tell that they put a lot of thought into it. To me, once again, it does still feel like the same game. But hey, I guess there is some form of intrigue when it still comes to the game, but I don't know. If they're going to come out with a Destiny 3, and we'll talk about the whole Activision Bungie separation at some point.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Once we kind of get more of the details of what's going on and what they feel like they're doing. Destiny 3 is really going to have to really, really jump at me for me to say, hey, you know what, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to go on to our last topic of the night, and that is kind of our preview. It's one that we really haven't talked about. Kind of came up. It was kind of a small. What is it? It was kind of a small, little thing at E3 last year. Even though people it was rumored for the longest time it was rumored, and then it finally was announced, and that was the remake of Resident Evil 2. So how many of you have actually played it?
Not it.
The original?
Yeah, the original.
Because I was going to say, there is a demo of the new one you can play, but I vaguely remember playing the original. I think I was afraid of it because it came out when I was fairly young.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was. Was it Shinji? I know. I always say his name wrong, and even though people always say it, they always say it, and it's like, oh, I should be able to say that. And I can't. Mikami. Shinji Mikami is known for his horror development in the game or in games. It's just I ended up playing it when it first came out. On what is it? I believe the PlayStation 2 it came out on originally. Yeah. And I think the thing that got me was like I was never a big fan of like survival horror games on the older systems, and I think what got me is that it created I am a graphics junkie.
Mm-hmm.
I need.
That is not the game for graphics.
No.
But that's the thing though. Like to me, it is like if I was playing a game and it was supposed to be scary, and I'm playing it in 8-bit or 16-bit, I'm just not. And I know that, what is it, in 3D and all of that, when it came to the PlayStation, I know that it's better, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't grasp me. Because it was just like I couldn't throw myself into it. But, like, then I played, and that was like the first and only Resident Evil game that I played. And then 4 came out. And I'm like, okay, well, this looks a lot different. And then I played Resident Evil 4, and I'm like, this is why I'm going to like this series, because that was like the big graphical leap in the series was into 4. So one, I'm looking really, really forward to playing this game. I really want to play the remake of it because I love that now it's in 4K graphics, and it's not one of those like, oh, we took it and then we just heightened up the graphics and now it looks better. No, they actually reworked the whole game. They actually developed the whole game from scratch. Yeah,
you would have to, because I'm looking at some screenshots of the original Resident Evil 2, and I mean, it came out in 1998. Looks like the platforms were PlayStation, Microsoft Windows, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, GameCube, and Game.com, whatever that was. And like they're big pixelated, blocky, barely 3D things. Which, at that time in that era was like, it's pretty good, but not now. Not now.
Well, and you know what? It's funny, and you guys are going to laugh at me about this, but I mean, we laugh at each other because we laugh at each other. So, like, I love scary movies. I love horror movies. I love gory movies. They're great to me. I'll watch them all day, every day. I love them. My thing that I'm looking at is I didn't get into Resident Evil, and people are like, well, why didn't you get into Resident Evil? Well, to me, it wasn't scary. And it was because of the graphics. You can throw all the creepy music you want at it, but it just, like you said, it looks blocky and pixelated and all of that. But then people are like, well, or, people who knew me are like, you were scared out of your mind of the Seventh Guest. Well, the Seventh Guest actually had, like, video play. Like, it was video.
FMV?
I'm sorry?
FMV? Full motion video or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Like, these people were, like, video captured and put into the game. So it's like the graphics were there. Even though it's low-quality video, it's still video.
I'm looking at some screenshots. It doesn't look so good.
What, the Seventh Guest?
The Seventh Guest. That looks pretty bad.
Well, it was bad. It was right when CD-ROMs first came out.
It's just, it's funny because, like, rose-colored glasses, right? You think, like, I look back, or I think back when I played the original Fallout. I'm always going back to Fallout. When I go back to the original Fallout, like, in my head, it was much more, the graphics had much more fidelity than they really do. It's terrible blocky graphics and everything, too. But I can see the FMV for Seventh Guest, but it looks fine, but I would put it in the same, like, category as Resident Evil 2.
I don't know.
Like the same era?
It looked more detailed to me, and I think the music did it also too. Like, the Seventh Guest music is really creepy as shit.
Came out in 93. So 93 versus, what was the other one? 98 or 96?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, I think the other thing too is that in 93 I was 10. So
that's a while ago.
And my father knew, like, this was the humor of my father, or what he thought was the humor of him, was that he knew I didn't like that game. He knew I didn't like the Seventh Guest. Okay.
Okay.
And I would wake up and he would tell me, or like right before I went to bed, he'd tell me, be like, so I was playing the Seventh Guest, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is what happened. And I'm like, you jerk, because he knew I didn't like the game. He knew I was scared of it.
That's hilarious.
So
wait,
so I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I was going to ask, because I haven't played Resident Evil 2. Does it play the same way that Resident Evil 1 did, where you, like, here's a room, fix camera angle, and, like, walk around it and fight things? Is it similar in that respect?
From what I remember, yes, but in the remake, no.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So in the remake, it reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 4, which is the full like 3D around.
Right, camera behind the guy, over the shoulder.
Yes.
Okay. Because I played a little with a buddy of mine because I didn't have a system, but when he played the original Resident Evil, and I was there, on the edge of his bed while we were watching it on his 13-inch cathode ray TV. And it was scary, not because of the story or because the zombies looked like they were going to eat us, but because the controls were so bad. It like when something would happen, it was like, panic. How do I get away? Like what's the button to do the thing? Mm-hmm. And like that was part of the game, was like the freak out of the controls, not necessarily bad on purpose, but were, 3D was relatively new. It was a new concept. And like, how do I maneuver in this 3D environment to get away from the thing? And like, didn't you have to press a button and then you couldn't move and then you aimed?
Correct.
So it was like tank control. Yeah. And like, that was part of the horror of the game, is like, how do I do this? The thing's walking at me slowly and I can't figure out the controls. And if that was the same for Resident Evil 2, totally switching that around and having Resident Evil 4 style controls, I would think that would change the gameplay significantly, because you're coming at it from a different angle. Now, correct, the audience is used to maneuvering in 3D space, and it's in a format that we're very familiar with.
Yep.
All speculation.
Yep. And in fact, actually, on the wiki, just so you know, it does say Resident Evil 2 released in the PlayStation in 1998. Unlike the original, which used tank controls and fixed camera angles, the remake is over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. So,
well, then it's like an entirely new game. That's awesome. Like they had to remake the graphics, remake the control scheme. Like I imagine like the story and some of the puzzles are probably the same, and the rest of it's kind of brand new.
Correct. And in fact, you're hitting right on every single point. The puzzles are a little different. Some of the areas and rooms are a little different because you now have that 3D control. You're not in that fixed angle. So you were walking in and you only saw 2 walls of the room. Well, now they got to make the 4 walls of the room,
right?
Because you can walk around. So like that, most of the game takes place in Raccoon City Police Department or police station. Which is, all of that. And you play as either Leon or Claire. So it's Leon Kennedy or Claire Redfield. And basically you're trying to survive and get out of the police station. So, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, the graphics to me, this over the shoulder graphics, horror, survival, I love all the Dead Spaces. I think the Dead Space games are so underrated, it's not even funny. They're so gory, they're so good, they're so long. They're extremely long, but they're really good. If you haven't played them, play them.
I played the first one. I really enjoyed it. Cool.
So
Tuesday, what about you? Are you going to pick this up?
Yeah, I think I might have to. Might have to get it on Steam.
Is it coming to Steam?
I want to play the one-shot demo, though. I think I might either do that tonight or maybe sometime this weekend. They've got a one-shot demo out for it, and basically you get only like a half hour to complete it. And if you don't, it just kind of like stops you. Like, you only get to do it once, obviously, one shot. But yeah. Apparently it's really hard to complete. Almost no one's done it. So I want to check it out.
So Tuesday will be the only person that will be able to complete it. We expect a full report on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Let us know how it ends. Yeah.
All right, pressure's on.
Pressure's on. But yeah, so no, I'm looking forward to it. It releases. By the time we publish this, it will already be released. So I'm looking forward to it, and we're gonna go from there. Possibly, if we get it, we'll do a little bit of a review on it, and kind of go and see what we feel about it.
I didn't know that there was a one shot demo. Like I'm gonna check that out now. We should all do that, and then next week we can at least report back on that.
Absolutely,
I think that'd be cool.
Cool.
We can compare notes. See who did the best.
Who did the best? I think that's gonna do it for our show, though. So thank you for joining us this week. Hope you had fun. I had fun. Tuesday, did you have fun?
I always have a blast.
All right. Steve?
It's okay.
It was okay.
I've had better.
Oh, God. Don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven, because it hasn't. But no, as we said, once again, we're very, very happy to be joining up with www.ouchthathurts.com, HERTZ. So check them out. You will see our podcast posted on there, but you can still download us everywhere else, iTunes, all of that, Spotify, wherever you're downloading us. Join our Discord. Please join our Discord. The other thing, too, is that if you can, leave us a review, especially on Google or on iTunes. It helps out. It helps us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We're open to all criticism. We're open to all opinions. So if we're wonderful and great, we love you. If you think that we suck or whatever, well, you can go eat a bag of dicks. No, I'm only kidding. No, we're very open to what you feel that we can do better, how we can make the show better, make it a better listening experience for you. So please feel free to leave comments and suggestions and all of that. And from there, we will check you guys later. Till next week, I guess.
Goodbye.
Bye.